security camera from my front door because the prospect of him finding out my new location in College Ward while he was canvassing had me feeling unsafe in my own home. If you are elected, you will be given power and influence to make decisions at the council table on my behalf. And it's important to me that the person doing so has the integrity and humility to bear that responsibility. I want to know, do you support the removal of a councillor for misconduct violations such as sexual harassment? And how do you plan to rebuild the public's trust after years of scandal and neglect in College Ward?
Nancy, thank you very much for that question. We will give all the candidates about 45 seconds to answer. When do you want to start?
Thank you so much. I'm sorry for your experience. To your question, I think that to help rebuild College Ward is going to be a challenge, something that I would be more than willing to take on, and I think the best and most important way to do that is through open communication, through transparency. As a longtime resident here myself, I have not had a lot of communication in the past as a resident from our representation, and I would love to change that. I would love to have open office hours. I would love to have walkabouts. I would have pop-up, like right here at Kettleman's Bagels is a perfect spot to meet. Great coffee, by the way. So that to me would be something that's very important, and I feel has definitely been lacking. In terms of removing somebody, I really can't speak to that. I feel that that's a question that I would have to put a little bit more thought into. If somebody is elected, I think that that's very, very highly respected position. So there you go.
Okay, well, we're going to go on Pat.
Thank you for being here. I was very saddened to hear your story, and other stories like that. And I absolutely think that there should be power to remove any councillor that's not on the property. In fact, I believe a councillor should be a leader, and as a leader, you need to address those things proactively, and you need to address them. We need to fix our transparency issues, not only in this ward, but our city council as well. In regards to, the second part of the question is, remind me if you don't mind.
How do you plan to rebuild the public's trust?
Oh, rebuild, yeah, thank you. So rebuilding trust is very simple. You need to be in front of people. You need to talk to people. I love talking to people. I am a people person, so I will have open hours, not only workday hours at City Hall, at City Council office as well, but also evenings and weekends. That's nothing to do with me. My business is for home. I have nothing to do with weekends and weekends.
Thank you for your story, and I'm very sorry to hear what you had to go through. So I also agree that we should be able to remove a councillor or other positions in authority when egregious behavior has been conducted, and I think we do have the ability to identify and define what that egregious behavior is so that we can have those tools at our disposal. With respect to building trust, I actually ran a nonprofit that worked to serve this exact function with the City of Ottawa. I would bring people together across the city who wanted to understand land use planning, governance, the city budget, and I would bring together different points of view. And so I'm really comfortable facilitating conversations about city issues when there are differing and opposing viewpoints.
Okay, Brenda.
Hi, good morning. This is a terrible story. I'm sorry to hear that. Okay, we got to speak up. First off, I am a national executive director for a union, and that's abhorrent. Of course, we should be removing people that do that. Like, workers need protection, and that's just the fact. The fact that you weren't unionized is wrong. Or even if you weren't unionized, the fact that you're not protected is wrong. Both of those are wrong. So there has to be something in place to remove those kind of people. Whether they're elected or not, that's unacceptable. And secondly, to your question about building public trust, trust is built because people treat each other with respect, and they're open and they're transparent, and they communicate their thoughts, negative or positive, calmly, respectfully. You can disagree on a topic, but you need to have openness and that you can speak. So that is what I would do, whether it's meeting at Kettleman's or in the office or in a community association. It doesn't matter the where. Give people opportunity. Also, it's not equitable. Some people can't get here in the morning. They have kids. So just say, I'm going to meet you at Kettleman's, not possible. Make it possible for all kinds of people to reach out and talk to the council. Thank you.
I'm very sorry to hear your story. I do believe like everybody has a responsibility when it comes to women counselor. I can say sincerely, I am for accountability. Everybody should have a say when it comes to security, especially when it comes to people with disability, our seniors, women that we cherish a lot because they were the mother of this nation. So we need to protect them and taking care of them properly.
So I'm just going to jump in there. Are you in favor of removing a counselor?
Myself, saying that I'm in favor of removing a counselor based off a situation, I will say I will leave that to the justice system, because without having the justice system saying something, because we are not judge, we are not a judge. We cannot decide it for the public.
Okay, in just 20 seconds left, how would you rebuild public trust after scandal? Years of scandal in this country.
Myself is communication. I will be a counselor that gonna be here to listen. I will put a program in place that say your counselor is listening, and I'm gonna do that through my newsletter that I'm gonna be sending away to you to talk to me back, and having some opening mic so people can ask questions.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Let's get to our next question, and it comes from someone who owns a business in this world. Before the pandemic, Bell's Corners was booming. The Department of National Events moved its headquarters to the former Northbell campus on Parliament Avenue, brought thousands of employees to this area. Since COVID, of course, it's been a bit of a different story. The first voice you're going to hear is Romeo Elisa. He owns the Gabriel Pizza in the plaza off Robertson Road. He's on tape because he's a busy man. Last voice you heard was Todd Hampshire, the head of the Bell's Corners Business Improvement Association. He says Romeo's Pizza Place is far from the only business that is struggling in this area. So the question now to each of the candidates is, what are your plans to grow a thriving business community if many people continue to work from home? 45 seconds each, Captain.
Thank you, Robin. In fact, I had the pizza, Gabriel's Pizza. It's very good. I also went to Mongolian business as well on Friday at lunch, and I sat there with one of the and in speaking to the staff members there, we were telling me not so long ago, people agreeing the government buildings, having people work outside of the government buildings. They used to have a full not only inside restaurant, but it's a wonderful, wonderful restaurant. We need to do better at helping our businesses. One of the things I was very pleased to do early on was speak to the podcast show, who is the president of the BIA, and ask him some questions. And he basically said to me, they've been struggling as a small business owner myself, so I know. What would I do? I would help our business community. I would make sure that they have the resources of the counselor that they need to help rebuild Bell's Corners. I think Bell's Corners is a tremendous opportunity. It's very close now to the new light rail station across the way. High Tech is just across the way. We have lots of space in Bell's Corners, and I'm already working on building spaces.
Thank you. Yes, so Bell's Corners is actually one of the most walkable neighborhoods in College Park, and so there is an opportunity there to build out a real dynamic main street. One of the things in my platform, and I would like to mention that you can find my full platform promises on my website, is fighting for a secondary lane for Robertson Road so that we can build out those connections to other neighborhoods. I've met people in Qualicum that want to bus to go to the Kitchissippi Brewery, but don't feel safe to do so. So it's building out these other active transportation networks, as well as our connectivity outlaws that will support people to find Bell's Corners and support people to Bell's Corners elsewhere.
I would probably start with my evaluator background, which is go and ask people, what is the problem if we can have a solution for it? Because it is very possible that people in that community have ideas on how to solve this problem and to include them in whatever the solution is going to be. Because I'm not aware of all the issues. you've got the business people saying that this is a problem, people aren't being able to find out there's actually problems in the community as to why they're not accessing these businesses. That is also an unknown here that I would like to find out. But assuming that we did know all the answers, clearly there is a problem. But we can't just assume that business workers are going to go back to the government offices. That's also an issue right now. Is a Fed, I know that we're talking about hybrid work, it's changing by department, and it is possible perhaps in about 6 months that in fact we will have a fairly occupied business community for the Feds. But right now I don't think that answer. Thank you.
Myself as a business owner, I went through a lot. I can say I went through hell when it comes to pre-COVID and with COVID-19. So myself, I really stand for the small business owners because they are the one providing job for the for people like me, like others, like people who like looks like me. I'm also looking to bring the accessibility when it comes to transportation. People on Bell's Corner, I get a chance to meet a few of them. They said it's very hard to go around the corner, and the transportation you cannot be trusted. So we need to bring transportation back, and so people they can get access to it in their doorsteps if it's possible. And you know what? Gather the community together, having parties together, like and inviting people. I was a council myself. You know what? I will go to each and every businesses to bring my presence there and make sure that I bring people and get to talk to them and get to understand the situation that they are facing. Because myself, I went through hell, and you know what? We need to repair our country. We need to repair our college ward, and the only way you can do it is have a counselor that who listen and who's also gonna be close to the community. And myself, I'm gonna be close to you.
How many businesses are there in this ward?
If there is 1,000, 1,000,000, I'm gonna be in every doorstep of each one of them, because you know why? I was struggling and the community supported me, and I'm gonna be there for them too.
Thank you so much. For 18 years, I sold food to restaurants, local businesses. Local businesses are near and dear to my heart. They were literally my bread and butter. And I think that it's not just in our ward, it's across the city, it's across the country. Small businesses are suffering. COVID-19 really hit hard. And Bell's Corners, it does have a BIA, and I think that's amazing, but I think we need another one in College Ward. Along Maryville, we'd have to work together with both wards, but we need to strengthen our corridors. We need to support transportation. We need to look to the BRT to help. We need all of these different kinds of things so that people can get to where they need to go safely, confidently, and working together is the only way that we can do this. We've been very splintered, and it's time that we've got to grow this together.
I know this is a city that loves acronyms, BRT, Baseline Rapid Transit. For those who want
Sorry about that.
That's okay, that's all right. Now, that's 2 questions down there, 2 to go. We have to pause for traffic and news, but when we return, 2 more voters are standing by here in College Ward, and they're going to have the chance to ask these candidates running to be the next city councillor questions, so I hope you can stay with us for that. Doug, how are the roads looking?
Well, not too bad. It's pretty quiet on the 417 either direction, right across the city. No problems there. 174 as well coming in from or through Orleans. In fact, it looks pretty good. A little bit busy around Jeanne d'Arc. Over in Gatineau, things have gotten busier. So it's busy on the westbound 50 there from St. Louis down across the Delvas Bridge. Also backed up a little bit on the lower road coming in from Aylmer, approaching the Champlain Bridge because of lane reductions. We'll be back with more right after David's newscast.
We have gone from fog to quite a beautiful sunrise out there. The autumn leaves are just at their finest right now. We are here surrounded by wonderful fresh red snows at Pelham's in College Square. It is foggy and 7 degrees, winds from the southeast 11 kilometers per hour, mix of sun and cloud with winds gusting from the south 40 kilometers per hour this morning. Today's high 16 degrees. Tonight increasing cloudiness after midnight and a low of 2 degrees. You are listening to Ottawa Morning live from Edelman's in College Square. I'm now 7:30.
5 minutes.